That drop a dime and Daisy Dukes. I wanna get down, get in the walls. I'm trying to recruit. I'm looking at you, baby, baby, baby. Hey, hey, hey. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with the new video. Hey, as you can hear, I am hyped. I came in with Bruno Mars' Chunky from his 24K Magic album, and I really came in with Bruno for a reason to start this video, because Bruno has been blowing up social media. And it's not because he has a new album. It's not because he has a new tour. It's because of kind of like a debate that's going on. So the Grapevine, who I've been checking them out for the longest, I think it's dope. I feel like the Grapevine is needed. I forgot what homegirl's name is, but I'm going to put all her information in the more info box so y'all can check it out, because it's different topics. It's political, it's religious, it's, you know, musical, you know, everything. And I think it's dope just to have the conversation. So they did this video, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, about if Bruno Mars is basically a culture vulture. And if you don't know what a culture vulture is, it is a person that, you know, comes into the culture, but they do it for, you know, personal gain, they gain money, and they're not really here for it. You know what I mean? And, you know, the Grapevine, they had like a panel. You had like, maybe it was about 15 of them. And you had some people that was for it, and then you had some people that was against, you know, was saying that Bruno is a culture vulture, and some people that said he wasn't. You know what I mean? And it was really, really a good conversation. And I think a lot of them wasn't hating. They really are really into their, you know, they really love music, and I think they're very passionate about it, and I can understand that. So it wasn't coming from a hate, but this is how they felt, and it really caused a lot of controversy. So it was like Bruno Mars on social media, this is all everybody is talking about. So I felt like, you know what, for me, let me give my little opinion about it and how I feel about it, and then, you know, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I have no more to say about it. In my opinion, y'all know I did a video of the Grammys and how I felt that when Bruno Mars won for Album of the Year, I didn't feel like he should have won for R&B Album of the Year. I felt that that should have went to somebody like PJ Morton, Lettucey, you know, other people that was in that category, because it's R&B. These people only get played on R&B stations. It's not like Bruno Mars, they get played on pop, you know, R&B stations. I don't think that's fair. So if you gave him Album of the Year, why are you going to give him R&B album too? Let somebody else has that just get played on R&B stations. You know what I mean? But he won Album of the Year. Did I think he deserved it? I knew when the categories came out, I said Bruno is going to win that. And to be honest with you, it's not even my favorite album from Bruno, but he got some bangers on there. Like I came in with Chunky, and, you know, he got Finesse, and he got, you know, Calling on My Lovelies, and all those songs. But is it my favorite body of work? No. But to call Bruno Mars a culture vulture, I feel like that is completely out of line. And a lot of people are calling him karaoke singer. Okay, fine. Was he a karaoke singer? Yes. But why would you call him that now? I think he's proven himself as an artist. And in my opinion, he's not a culture vulture. In my opinion, Bruno has gone through, and this is what shows Bruno as an amazing artist. He's gone to every genre and excelled in it. He first started with the whole pop lane. It was completely pop. It was ballads. You know what I'm saying? And it was catered to mainstream, because that's what, you know, his label wanted to do. You know, they wanted to make money, so they catered him to mainstream. It was all about the ballads. It was all about Grenade, Just the Way You Are. But if you listen to Bruno's album, he had some soul and funk songs on that first album. But of course, the label did not push it. They pushed the ballads. They wanted him to be the balladeer. So he got to the second album, which is Unorthodox Jukebox, which is my favorite Bruno album, body of work. I think that album is amazing. This album, Bruno, it was more of the punk, not the punk, but it was more of the rock pop type of lane. So Locked Out of Heaven and, you know, those type of joints. And then he said with this album, he was influenced by Elton John and Billy Joel and you know, the Police. So it really, it felt like that. You know what I'm saying? But he gave credit and he gave respect. So, you know, that album was amazing. It was amazing. He won a Grammy for that album, Best Pop Vocal Album, which was amazing. But he still had soul records on there that the label didn't. The last single they put out was Treasure, and that's funk. So I'm like, Bruno has always been making soul and funk records from the beginning, but the label just wasn't pushing it. So then he does the Uptown Funk with him and Mark Ronson, if I'm pronouncing his name right. The record was huge. It went out of here. Yeah, he got sued, and then he got sued for using samples and all that. But when you heard the song, you felt that it felt like, vibes of Prince and George Clinton and Morris Day and Time, and you got that feeling, and it was a huge record. So when they won Record of the Year and George Clinton was in the audience, they gave respect. They said, yo, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be who we are. So we want to thank George Clinton and all that. I thought that was dope. So then for this new album, Bruno said, when I was a teenager, I was influenced by Babyface. I was influenced by Jammy Jam and Terry Lewis. I was influenced by Bobby Brown and New Edition. When I was in high school and the school dances into the prom, this is what I heard. So he said, you know what? I want to make an album. So it gave me the feeling of when I was going to my prom in high school. He gave respect to all of them, all the interviews that he did, everything. So when he won all these awards, it was like, now y'all want to call him a culture vulture? But when you see, I've seen Bruno Mars live. He is amazing. The dude plays every instrument. The dude can sing live. The dude can do a lot of stuff better than a lot of our quote-unquote mainstream R&B artists does. And y'all call him a culture vulture? Like, I just don't understand that. And people acting like he is making... one of the girls in the interview said she feels like he's not making the music too expanded. It feels like it's just copywritten and everything is the same and all that. And I'm like, but if we had our mainstream R&B artists to do things like this, then maybe we wouldn't have this problem when somebody like Bruno does it. If we had Beyonce, I'm sorry, I'm calling people out. We had Beyonce, we had Chris Brown, we had Rihanna, we had all these people may do this type of music and do this sound instead of trying to connect to the mainstream audience, because these artists have that mainstream appeal. They will get played. Why do you connect? Why you try to do stuff like the trap? And that's where you stay. But when Bruno does a album that connects to, real R&B, real funk, real all that, then everybody has a problem with it. And right then and there, that just shows that R&B and mainstream is really trying to downplay R&B like it's dead and it's not here anymore. Because if somebody like Bruno or somebody like Adele or somebody like Sam Smith comes out, oh my God, they are the best thing since sliced bread. But then you have people like PJ Morton, you have people like Lettucey, you have people like, there's so many artists that I talk about on current R&B bangers that do R&B music and does what Bruno is doing, but just don't get the love for it. Mainstream don't want to play it. So then people start making these discussions on not Chris Brown, but Bruno Mars being a culture vulture. He's not. He's an amazing artist. He gives respect to where it is. If he didn't give respect and be like, I came up with this on my own and I did all this, then it's like, okay, fine. But the dude gives respect where respect is given. What more do you want this guy to do? I don't understand. It just bothers me when you really have people feel like he's a culture vulture. If you really want to know what culture vulture is, it was Miley Cyrus. I'm going to say Justin Timberlake. Let's just keep it real. Because when Justin Timberlake came out with all his albums, the only person that he will give respect to is Michael and Stevie. That was it. That was all, and that was it. But now when he went back to the Man in the Woods, he left us. He left us. You know what I'm saying? But then the album flopped. You know what I'm saying? But now, Bruno Mars has been doing soul and funk from the beginning. It's just the label was not pushing it. Now that Bruno is in the place where he is right now, and he's able to do what he want to do, the label pushed it. They're going to listen to him because he's the biggest selling artist right now. You're not going to listen to the person that's bringing you the money. So the label said, okay, you want to make this album? You do what you do. We just going to be behind you. The bottom line, we just going to put the money behind it, and that's it. So do I feel like Bruno Mars is a culture vulture? Absolutely not. Now, I understand how passionate people are because one of the girls said that Prince didn't win, album of the year. First of all, Prince didn't give a damn about winning album of the year. That's number one. Because he was not the how can I say this? He wasn't the industry whore. He didn't care. Long as the people loved his music and they respected it, that was it. Accolades didn't bother Prince. So for people to say that he didn't win or Bobby Brown didn't win or all this kind of, we had the same situation when George Michael won at the 1989 American Music Awards when he won for Best R&B Album, and everybody was pissed because everybody really thought that Bobby should have won. He should have. It's like you gave him the best album as a whole and then you give him best R&B. It was a little off, but George Michael got respect because he gave respect to what it is. He said, I was influenced by Motown. I was influenced by Stevie Wonder. I was influenced by Aretha Franklin. All these people he was influenced by, they showed him so much love. So what's the difference with Bruno Mars? Think about it, people. And that's all I got to say about it because I just hate that Bruno, he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve this. The dude is a good guy. He makes good music. He respects soul music in the right way. He don't diss it. He don't do anything. So I feel like he didn't deserve this. And I feel like I had to say something. And, as much as I love R&B, I know when there's a culture vulture. And Bruno Mars is not one of them. Okay? So that was my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just had to kind of go in because Bruno is like, everybody is kind of having their opinion, and some people you can tell don't really know music and just want to say what they got to say just because Bruno Mars is the hot dude and everybody want to stay woke, but please, stop. So that was my little rant. So let's get into this. It's current R&B bangers. Y'all know what current R&B bangers is about. It's to prove mainstream wrong about how R&B and soul is dead when it's really not. You got many R&B artists that make good music but just don't have the platform. But here at Junior's World of Soul, we're going to have the platform for you. This week, I have five bangers for y'all. So hopefully when y'all hear it, y'all support it. Y'all love it. So let's get it started. Starting with the vets. I am talking about Xscap. Now, we all know Xscap's biggest record. When you think about Xscap, you think about this. Just kick off your shoes and relax your feet. I'm party on down to the Xscap beat. Just kicking, just kicking. Bow, 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 bow. Classic right there. That's the classic Xscap record. And they got hits for days when it came to the 90s. They was bringing out hits, and they were one of the top R&B girl groups of the 90s. So definitely respect. But after 1998, they had a nasty breakup. It was really, really nasty. But a year ago, they got back together. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the stars were in line. The girls talked. They got back together. They did a successful tour. They did a successful reality show, and it was all about new music. But Candy felt like, I don't want to mess up the legacy that we had. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to mess up because every album we have done has gone platinum. So why would I want to mess that up? So Candy was like, you know what? I'll go on tour with y'all. I'll rock with the reality show, do all that, but no new music for me. Now, in the beginning, y'all, I was kind of here for it. I understood what Candy was saying because we had got a snippets of what some of these songs, and I was like, Candy, I'm with you, because it's sometime where you just don't need to make no music and just tour. And I was like, Candy, I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? But after that, Tamika, Tiny, and Tasha felt like, you know what, we gonna do our thing, we want to make music, and that's what it was. And they changed their name. It's Xscap, but instead of the E, it's a 3 now. Because I'm like, listen, Candy, you went about your business. It's about us 3. This is this, and you ain't got nothing to do with this. You said you want to do new music. You don't want to do music. Go about your business. This is us. So, when I heard Here For It and Wiped Up, As singles, I wasn't here for it. I said, here we go. I was like, they about to mess this up. I'm not here for this. What is going on? So then they was like, yo, we releasing a six song EP. And I'm like, if these 2 songs on it, I ain't here for it because I just heard the snippets. So the EP came out last Friday. And I said, all right, let me listen to it because I am a music fan. At the end of the day, if the music's good, it's good. So I listened to the EP. Actually, y'all, to keep it real with y'all, I like 4 songs out of the 6. That's crazy. And I'm starting to like Wiped Up. That's what's crazy about it. I'm starting to like that song because, you know, Tiny really going in because, you know, she got something to say. But, you know, I think the girls did all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to diss the album at all. But check it out. You know what I'm saying? But the first track on this song, on this EP, it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. The joint is called Memory Lane. The joint knocks. This should be the single. Listen, this joint goes in. And for this to be the first track, they get you right then and there. So here's the first joint on Current R&B Bangers entitled Memory Lane from Xscap3. And it goes like this. Here we go. Keep that in mind, just keep that in mind. Next time, baby, the next time. You meet my body on the front line. Take me back down. Come on. They did that. They did that joint. Like, you feel the beat? You feel the beat riding? Take me back down memory lane. That joint got a knock to it. It's slow. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good song. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen, as much as I'm starting to like Wiped Up, Xscape with a 3, please do not go with that record. Go with Memory Lane. Do a dope video for it. Promote this joint. You got a banger with this because it still gives you that Xscape vibe, that 90s slow jam vibe, but it still got that current knock to it that I feel like will connect. So y'all, please go with this single. This is dope. But again, y'all, check out their EP. It's entitled Here For It. It's on all your streaming networks. But let me tell you something. Track number 1, Memory Lane, is a guarantee. So that is the first joint on Current R&B Bangers. Alrighty. So the next artist is a dude that is representing R&B soul the right way. And I'm talking about PJ Morton. He released his Gumbo album, the Grammy-nominated Gumbo album, last year. And it was one of my favorite albums of 2017. I had the pleasure of talking to PJ Morton on Kill's podcast that he does, Apartment 5B podcast. And we got a chance to talk to PJ Morton, and I was just so honored to talk to him on how great the Gumbo album was. Like, it was just a pleasure, you know what I'm saying, to really, you know, talk about it so bad, and had a lot of people just going to listen to it, including Kill, and he did a review on it, and it was like PJ Morton really came on the show, and it was just so great just to let him know how the album really touched me, and emotionally and musically and everything, how great it was. And I told him to keep doing what he's doing. So it was great to really talk to him last year. But you know, Grammy weekend, you know, because it was nominated for the for a Grammy for Best Album, R&B Album, and Best R&B Song for First Begin. And for Grammy weekend, he did a Gumbo Unplugged. And, yo, it was amazing. Like, you had to have tickets for it, but it sold out. But what he decided to do was stream it on his Facebook. It was amazing. I was in my house cleaning, y'all. Like, for real, I was in my house cleaning. And it was a couple of times where I just had to stop because it was such an experience, yo, just to hear it, because I just had it on my speakers, and it was so good. So, you know, everybody was kind of telling, you know, PJ how great it was, and he was like, yo, I think I'm going to put this as a live album, and I just was like, what? I went crazy. So he finally put the album out on Morton Records. And let me tell you something, I was so excited. So he put it out this Friday, and it's crazy because this album literally just coming out is literally one of my favorite live albums because, to be honest, he's giving me the Donny Hathaway live vibe. That's what I'm getting from it. And the Donny Hathaway live album is really, really one of my favorite live albums of all time. And this live album from PJ, the Gumbo Unplugged, is really giving me that vibe. And musically, the background vocalist was crazy. The musicians was amazing. Everything about this was amazing. So, you know, I felt like I had to talk about one of these songs because, you know, back in the day when you had a live album, you used to put a song out as a single. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, one of these songs can go out as a single because he already put First Begin out, Claustrophobic. He already Look at Your Phone. He already put out Everything's Gonna Be Alright and Religion. So I'm like, 2 more songs. I'm like, hello, and one of them is a remake, How Deep Is Your Love? So I was like, yo, they don't want to come. He needs to bring this out as a single. I don't care. This joint needs to be heard. And the reason why I feel that way because this song hits home right now. And me and my brother Sin talks about this all the time because it's like people that you feel want you to win really don't want you to win. Like, they'll tell you, oh, everything is great and everything is amazing and all this kind of stuff. But in reality, do they really want you to win? And me and Sin talks about that all the time. So when he brought out the live album, I literally was at work and I got chills at work when They Don't Want to Come. And I felt like, you know what? This needs to be heard. This needs to be a single. If you haven't heard the original version on Gumbo, amazing. But this song, they did live. Everything was so great about it. So this, I had to put on the list. The joint is called They Gonna Wanna Come. And it goes a little something like this. I got to play 2 parts of it so y'all can kind of understand this. So the first part is PJ Morton just talking in the beginning of what the song is really about. And then we're going to go to the chorus. So here we go.
Now make sure you pay attention to the people who are down for you before you make it where you want to make it. Sometimes people are just there to make sure you don't blow.
Talk to him, PJ. Talk to him. Yes.
You know, after you get to the place that you want to be, it's real easy to find help. It's real easy to find people.
Hallelujah. Yes. Right. Let me tell you something. That part right there in the beginning just gets you. Because you think people want you to win and they really don't. And it be your family members. It be your family that they've known you for years and they know how much you love it. And then as soon as you get on, it's like, oh, I knew you were going to do it. And it's like, no, stop. You wasn't there during the hard times. You wasn't helping me promote. You wasn't doing anything. But now that I'm on, it's like, oh, I love you. Oh, I'm here. And no. So that part I had to play. But here is the chorus to this. And it's just, here we go. Come on. When the battle is won, they gon' wanna come. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I'm sorry. Like, y'all, like, I'm really getting chills. Like, I really have chills. It's, like, really making me emotional a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, listen, PJ, put this out as a single, please. Listen, Mariah got a #1 with I'll Be There off of her Unplugged album, so you can do this too. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, I'm getting real crazy about this because I think this record needs to be heard. Everybody can relate to it. You know what I mean? It's just a song where you really try to do something in your life and you feel like the people that you want to be in your corner is not really in your corner. And then as soon as things start happening after the hard times and the good times are starting, then that's when everybody want to come around. And I feel like this can connect to everybody. The vocalist on this, the background vocalist was crazy. PJ Morton's vocals was amazing. And he's just dope. And I just, please, y'all, if y'all haven't heard the Gumbo album, you're missing out on a great album, really. You're missing out on one of the best R&B soul albums to come out in the past 5 years. And then if you heard Gumbo, I recommend you to go listen to Gumbo Unplugged. This album is amazing. This live album is everything. It's an experience. Like, they gonna want to come, and Religion as one of, like, two of my favorite performances from it. But everything about this EP, live album, whatever you call it, is perfect. So y'all, please go support PJ Morton's Gumbo Unplugged. For real, you will not regret it. I'm telling you, one of the best live albums of all time. And mind you, it only been out for like, what, 3 days? And I stand by that. So y'all, they gonna want to come. PJ Morton, Gumbo Unplugged. Woo! Y'all see, I get hyped because I love talking about PJ Morton and what he really does for R&B soul. He's true to it, and you feel it in his music. And it was so great for me to tell him how emotional I connected to the album, because I'm an emotional listener, so I connect to it. So, oh God, PJ Morton, keep doing your thing, brother. Thank you very much for staying true to R&B music. You just don't know. But the next artist is an artist that I talked about on Line on Current R&B Bangers in the end of 2016, the beginning of 2017. I'm talking about October London. Like, this dude, I talked about a lot on this platform, because when I was first introduced to him, somebody on my Twitter was like, yo, you need to check out October London because he's dope, he's soulful, and all that. So normally when people tell you that, I'm like, but I follow a lot of people that love music. So I was like, okay, cool, let me check him out. So he came out with this album called Colorblind. Crazy, soulful as hell. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And he was signed to Snoop Dogg. And I remember I was like, yo, I gotta talk about this album. I gotta talk about it. And the song that I love that he did was Bring Me Up with Faith Evans. Oh my God, it gave you Motown, it gave you Stack, all that. And it's just soulful as hell. Like, oh my God. So then after that, I became a fan. I was like, yo, I gotta check this dude out. This dude is dope. So a couple of times I talked about him on Current R&B Bangers. His joint, Like a Bullet, Driving Me to Drink. Hello. And Tennessee Whiskey, his cover of it. Like, he's dope. He's a dope artist. And the one thing I do like about October is that he goes from genre to genre. He can give you pop, he can give you soul, he can give you some trap, he can give you this. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about October, you can do as many genres as you want to do. But when you're soulful, you can't help it. You're bringing that soul into the genre. So I think that's what October is. Just like his last album before he released like 3 after that. But the one that I talked about on Current R&B Bangers was Not Your Average Album, which catered to more of a mainstream audience. That's what he wanted. And but I told him, you think you might do that, but that voice and you know, the soul in him, he can't help but to bring that soul to the track. So one of the songs I talked about was Like a Bullet. And that joint is popish, but it still has a R&B vibe to it. And he can't help it because that's just who he is. So here is the song Like a Bullet. Here you go. And then the background vocals come in, which is him. Like, listen. Bang, 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 oh. Bang, 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 oh. Bang, bang, bang. Like, he can't help it. He can't help it. It's just some soul in it, and he just can't help it. You know what I'm saying? But after then, it was like, this boy just brings out albums and EPs. So he released his Underrated album, Good Morning, My Love EP, and the last one I forgot. Dang, what was it called? Terror in the Nightfall. That's what he released. Yes. So it was like, dang, October, you just bringing it. You know what I'm saying? So recently, this Friday, he released his album entitled Waves. Now, he said he put it under SoundCloud as pop. That's what he did. But I always tell October, listen. You think you might be pop, but at the end of the day, you can't do nothing. That soul is in you, and you gonna bring it out. As much mainstream and pop as you want to, you're gonna do that. That's just the bottom line. And just like I said, he did some pop joints, but this joint, track 8, Finally I Can Love Again, knocks. And I like it because it has 3 different sounds on it. It's like it starts off slow, then the beat comes in, and it goes really popish. But I liked it, so you know that's why I felt like I had to talk about that on Current R&B Bangers. So here is the 3rd joint, Finally I Can Love Again, and give y'all a good sample, and it goes a little something like this. Woo! Woo! Somebody again. See, it gotta come on. I can found someone again. Do one again. I can love someone again. I can love someone again. I thought that was dope. I just like, you see what I'm saying? Like in the beginning was just the piano, then he came in with the beat, and then it went what he wanted, which was the pop, but it still had a soul to it. If you a soul lover, you know it had a soul to it. And October just can't help it. You know what I mean? And I just thought the song was dope, and I felt like, why not talk about it on Current R&B Bangers? I think it's a dope record. So, y'all, October, his new album is entitled Waves. It's on all of his streaming platforms. I'll put in the more info box, but it is on his SoundCloud, so there's really no excuse why you shouldn't listen to it. But I'm going to put all of October London's information in the more info box, so definitely check it out. So, Finally, I Can Fall in Love Again by October London. Now, the next artist I found, thank God to SoundCloud. SoundCloud is becoming a favorite of mine. I've been talking about it for the last couple of videos. Now, the last episode of Current R&B Bangers, I talked about this artist. His name is Eric Morton, and he had a dope joint entitled Better Things. Check him out. I'll put his SoundCloud in the more information, or for the more info box, and y'all can definitely check him out. But, you know, after that, I went down to see what he was liking. Because I try to find, that's how you try to find new artists. Because you want to see what these artists are listening to, what they vibe and what they like. You know what I'm saying? So I was going down the list of the stuff that he liked. And I saw that he had this record entitled, that he liked, called Be Kind by Brandon Harris. Now, I saw in the comment section that Brandon said that he wrote this song from the heart. And what was crazy about this was, I felt like, I was like, I hope he's vulnerable on this track. And I hope when he says from the heart, it's really from the heart and you feel it. Because I was not watching, but I was looking at Michelle Ede, whatever her name is. I cannot pronounce her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The one, if I was your girlfriend, she wasn't last night. Her. I hate pronouncing her last name, but whatever. So she said, we don't have male artists that's being vulnerable anymore, that don't mind being sensitive and pouring their heart into a record. We don't have the Ralph sensitivities, and we don't have the babyface whip appeals. And I was like, yo, she's right. Like, everything is about you try to be hard like a rapper. And it's like, really? Where's the love at? Where used to love to the girls? Tell her, okay, I'm fine. I'll cook your meals. I'm sensitive. We don't got that on mainstream radio anymore. So when I saw he was like, I wrote this from the heart, I was like, please let this be vulnerable. And when I heard it, he's absolutely vulnerable on this record. You could tell it was from his heart. He might have was going through something, but when it comes from the heart, it reaches the heart. And I think this song is dope. The background on this is dope. Clearly, he did his own background vocals, but yo, this song is dope. It's called Be Kind. And y'all can get a nice little sample of this record. And it goes a little something like this.
just not ready now, so don't go running off. Thinking that you're strong, you can take it all. Oh, I'm telling my heart to be kind. Just don't let me get it, don't let me fall too fast and too far. Don't let me love too much and too hard. Oh, I'm telling my heart, be kind, be kind. Just don't let me get it, don't let me fall too fast and too far. Don't you let me love too much or too hard, 'cause I'm not ready now. I'm not ready now.
Hopefully y'all guys heard it, but I like this song. The vulnerability of it is amazing. I think this dude is dope. I'm checking him out now. He just brought out an EP entitled Wave, and you know, I'm checking him out, and I'm liking his style. I'm liking him because I like the vulnerability of Be Kind. It was such a vulnerable record, and you could tell he put his heart into it. And I feel like we need more of that on mainstream. It's all right to say, girl, I love you. Be kind to me. Don't hurt my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was dope. So I felt like I wanted to talk about Brandon. The only thing that I really know about Brandon is the fact that he's from Chicago. I tried to find his social media. It's kind of hard. But after I record the video, if I do find it, I'm going to put all of it in the more info box. I'm definitely, so, you know, y'all could definitely, you know, holler at him. But I'm going to still put the SoundCloud, you know, link in the more info box so y'all can check it out, so y'all can get a good hearing of it, because hopefully y'all can hear it. It sounded a little low, but I hope it came through so y'all can hear it. So that was Be Kind by Brandon Harris. Now the last artist is an artist that I found because of my brother Sin. And like I say in every one of my videos, Sin, as y'all see, I talk about him a lot. He is a big part of Junior's World of Soul, just as I am, because he helps me find new R&B as well. He'll send me some songs and be like, yo, bro, check this out. You know, you should talk about this on Current R&B Bangers. So I think he's just so dope. But a plug. Check out his new album that he just brought out about a week ago entitled Infinity. It's dope. Check it out. I'm putting the more in the info box. But please, yo, check this album out. It's hip-hop for real. But he was like, yo, this new song that I just found, yo, you should talk about this. It got kind of like that spring summer vibe. And you know we starting to come into the spring. He was like, yo, this will be dope. So I was like, you know what? Okay, send it to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he will send me a lot. And I'm like, really? It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he sent it to me. And when I heard the beat, I liked it. I was like, whoa, this is dope. I was like, well, who that? And then the girl, her vocal, she's riding the beat. Because the beat kind of, it really gives you that like 90s hip hop. And she's riding the beat. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, well, wait a minute. What's her name? Who is she? And her name is Jaz Karis. If I'm pronouncing her name right, it's Jazkaris. And she's from London. She's dope. She just released her album Into the Wilderness in October 2007. And like my bro always say, better late than never to catch music. You know what I'm saying? Especially good music, because good music will never leave. So, fine. I might be 3-4 months late, but I'm glad that I caught it. I think she's dope. She deserves love. This joint is called You Do. It's street, but it's still smooth, and I think it deserves that love. So, here is You Do, and get a good sample of it, and it goes a little something like this.
Sometimes I watch when we go out, pretend that I don't see you glancing their way. At times I watch when we go out, it's like I look for you to find somebody else. I don't love me like you do.
Come on.
I know I don't love
You like you do.
I said I
I don't love you like you do, you do.
Yes,
I know I don't love you like you do, you do. Woo!
most days
See, it's smooth. Still got a nice little knock to it. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely gives me like 1996 vibe. But it still has that current swag to it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying? And like bro said, we're coming into the spring, and this joint has a nice spring vibe to me. Like, it's crazy because when I was blasting this song in my neighborhood, I was coming through, you know, coming from shopping, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying, shopping for some food because the kitchen was looking type empty, you know what I'm saying, but I had my windows down, and I was backing up, and my neighbor was like, yo, who is that? Who is that? He was like, yo, that beat is crazy. I was like, well, her name is Jaz Karis. And I was like, check her out on SoundCloud. Like, she has a new album out. And I was like, yo, he likes it. I was like, yo, that's what's up. If I like it and he likes it, definitely I need to talk about on Current R&B Bangers. She deserves the love. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, that's you do. Check Jaz Karis out. I'm going to put her SoundCloud in the more information box. I'm going to put her YouTube, her Twitter, her Instagram, all that good stuff. Show her some love into the wilderness. Check it out. And you do. That joint goes so hard. So that's why I had to talk about it and definitely show her some love. Well, those are your 5 joints for the week. Escape with an E with Memory Lane, PJ Morton's live version of They Gonna Wanna Come. October London with Finally I Can Love Again. Brandon Harris with Be Kind, and Jaz Karis with You Do. Y'all go support these joints because R&B Soul is alive, and clearly I am doing it. We are at 83 of current R&B bangers. I've been doing this since 2016, y'all, and I'll be blessing y'all every week with bangers just to prove that mainstream is wrong when they say R&B is dead, and it's not. It's 5 different artists that I talked about have 5 different sounds, but still has a current vibe to it. So I don't understand why mainstream keep pushing this R&B is dead, and that's why we having arguments with Bruno Mars being Mr. quote-unquote culture vulture, which he's not. But we have arguments like this because mainstream pushes one artist when we got so many artists that's making music. But again, because y'all see I went on 11 rant about, you know, Bruno Mars. But, you know, hopefully y'all rock with these joints. Y'all bang with them. You know what I'm saying? R&B alive and well forever. You know what I'm saying? This is in the DNA of all music. So how can it die? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get out of here. Since I came in with Bruno Mars, I might as well get out of here with Bruno Mars because I respect him. He's dope. He's not a culture vulture. And I felt like, hey, if I'm going to come in with a joint from Bruno, why not exit with one? And we going to exit with the song that's hot right now with him and Miss Cardi B. And it goes a little something like this. That's right, we out here tripping and finesse. It don't make no sense, out here tripping and finesse. You know it, you know. We out here tripping and finesse. It don't make no sense, out here tripping and finesse. You know it, you know it. I'm out, y'all, peace.